Hey everyone, I'm doing the response on the University of Wisconsin student speech about um, edible insects. Um, the first question asks, what are the strengths of the speech? I think that the strength or the overall strength of the speech would be the fact that you can tell his research on this was very substantial. Um, the reason why I say this is because he didn't seem to not be confident in everything he was saying. The confidence that he had when he was speaking about the topic was very clear, I think, in my opinion, because it allowed him to be able to do the whole speech without ever mentioning um or taking long pauses, stuff like that. He was able to continuously just give us the facts about the edible insects without pausing, which showed that he knew exactly what he was talking about the whole time. Um, the second question says, "What are the weaknesses?" I It was a little tough to find weaknesses there, but the only thing I can think of, based on the fact that this was supposed to be an informative speech, is that he sort of gave some like opinions. There was a part where he said we shouldn't have fear of insects or like fear to eat them or stuff like that. There were certain little things that he was saying where they weren't really much information, more of an opinion, or yeah, I would say it's an opinion on why we should or shouldn't do it. Those are the only things that I think that were somewhat a weakness since it was supposed to be informative. And the main points, the four main points, what is the organization? That's number three. I think the way he set it up was pretty decent. The first thing he talked about was pretty much introducing it as a food source. Um, then he sort of gave context on how basically there are foods that we eat today in our everyday lives, such as peanut butter, strawberry jam, all that stuff, that have been found to have bug parts already in them. And so, which means that we have already been eating bugs or insects. Um, I kept saying bugs, but it's actually insects. We've already been eating insects without us knowing. Then the third thing would be him talking about how people have used insects historically to survive. Our ancestors used it to survive. He mentioned the, the the time when we were just apes in Africa, and we were using insects to be able to live off the land and not pretty much die to famine. And then he talked about um, the different places today. They use edible insects as a staple for surviving of food as well. There's a lot of places that use it, um, which I know that there's certain countries that use like spiders. They fry spiders and stuff like that and eat it. Um, and I think the last thing that he mentioned was the different flavors that the insects can give. He said something about a fly larva can taste like bacon or something like that. So I think it was a pretty good organization. I don't know if I'll ever eat insects, but I guess he was making a pretty good case for it. Um, he says, "What ideas does this give you for your speech and how to organize it?" Um, I would say that the ideas that it gives for my speech and how to organize it is give an overall introduction to the topic that I'm speaking of, um, and then just go into the history of it, what it does today, and what it can be for the future. I think that's the way he did it. He gave an introduction. He talked about the history of it, what it does for people today, and what can be the future of it. I think that's it. I know I just repeated myself, but I think that's it. And I think that's everything. Thank you so much.